This was the little bunny that I told Maxie he could maybe give to the new baby, and he wasn't very thrilled about that. So this is Maxie's bunny. We're gonna say bye and then decide if it might be time to head. It's really weird because the past 2 nights he fell asleep. He like cuddled right up behind me, like spooning me and like rubbing my back and twirling my hair and like petting me. Like he's never done that before. It's so comforting. He knew. It is July 1st at 2:45 in the morning. Last evening I started feeling like a little bit more crampy with my on and off contractions. So being that last time things happened really quickly and I got to the hospital at 9 centimeters and the car ride was extremely painful getting there, we're gonna just load the car up. My mom's coming over to watch Max, who's sleeping in bed right now. And we're gonna leave when we feel like it's best. Yeah, it's so strong.
I live a lifetime every moment when I'm holding you close. Lay your head down on my shoulder. Honey, I won't ever let go. Because you pulled me like a magnet. Now I'm right where I belong. I'm gonna love you the same for the rest of my days. And on and on and on. 'Cause as long as we keep dancing, we'll stay young at heart. And every time I hold you in my arms, you give me deja vu. Like I've been waiting my whole life to find that view. 'Cause when I'm looking at your eyes, I go from California to Timbuktu, back to dancing in the living room. If I got you, baby, every day's a honeymoon. Oh, it's a honeymoon. Baby, every day's a honeymoon. I wanna spend some time in Paris, serenade you on the beach. We'll take a picture for our parents, but we're never gonna leave. Nobody knows you like I know you. Nobody loves you like I do. And if I'm never a star, but I've got my guitar, I'll be singing songs to you. 'Cause as long as we keep dancing, we'll stay young at heart. And every time I hold you in my arms, you give me deja vu.
Okay, turn around, Erin.
Good job. Looking at you as I go from California to Timbuktu, back to dancing in the living room. If I got you,
Is it a girl?
baby, every day's a honeymoon.
You sound like a girl.
Is it a girl? I think it's a girl.
It's a honeymoon.
Oh.
Baby, every day's a honeymoon. Maybe we'll end up in New York City.
Hi.
Hi.
Maybe we'll end up out in LA. Maybe we'll decide to stay right here forever after. I will love you all the same. You give me deja vu. Like I've been waiting my whole life to find that view. 'Cause when I'm looking at your eyes, I go from California to Timbuktu, back to dancing in the living room. If I got you, baby, every day's a honeymoon. Oh, it's a honeymoon. Baby, every day's a honeymoon with you. Oh, it's a honeymoon. If I got you, baby, every day's a honeymoon.
Well, we had a little baby girl, which was very, very unexpected. I had to check and then I had to ask everybody else, it's a girl, right? Because I was so shocked. We've got a name picked out, but maybe we'll wait and say that on a different clip. So I'm still really super shocked at how fast that all went. It was just, I knew when I woke up at midnight to go to the bathroom, I was just like, I want to be on top of things. And being that our doctor said usually second time moms deliver in half the time, I definitely wanted to get on top of things before it got too progressed, too far along. And still we got here and I was 8 or 9 centimeters already, which is just crazy. But I did feel like, I felt like the pain was more manageable overall. And I kept waiting because I knew from last time it's got to get harder, it's got to get harder. And then they had me get in the tub, and all of a sudden I already had the urge to push, which just really surprised me because I was like, I think I skipped a lot of steps here. It seemed like the contractions last time were just so much more intense, almost unbearable, to where I was gonna like ask for some kind of pain relief, but I didn't. And this time I just felt like, almost like I got out of a few steps. Bless you. So, on that final push, I think I had 3 contractions where I pushed on one side of the tub. Then the doctor came in and told me I should move so he could help me. So I moved to the other side and did it I think 3 more contractions with one major final push. And I think it was like a minute and a half of just I let out this massive roar, and then it happened. Hi, Maxie. What do you think?
You got a sister.
What do you think? She's gonna be your best friend, Max. Yeah.
Go ahead, you can touch her.
Her name's Olivia.
You're a big brother.
When you are lonely and the world is dark,
Hey, Mom.
Is she cute?
when tears are flowing from your broken heart,
Aren't you excited?
hold on to hope because you've come so far. Just hold on, just hold on, just hold on. Sing hallelujah
Give me an Eskimo kiss.
for the good time. Hallelujah.
Oh, you got your bus.
Cool buzz.
And I am thankful
Cool buzz.
for the ups and downs, because they make me who I am. If the good Lord takes me home tomorrow, then I can rest and know that it's all in His hands. Sing hallelujah, 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 amen. When you are weary and you're far from home, when nothing's going how it's supposed to go, no, you're not walking through this valley alone. Just hold on, just hold on, just hold on. Sing hallelujah for the good times, hallelujah for the bad. I am thankful for the heartbreak, because I know it just won't last. If the good Lord takes me home tomorrow, then I can rest and know that it's all in His hands. Sing hallelujah, 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 amen.
Okay, will you hug her again? Papa go get you some crackers. Oh, that's sweet. Say, baby live. Give her a kiss right here. That's sweet. You're such a good big brother. Over.
Hi, guys.
Hi guys.
Hey guys, Erin Dusty, Max, and Olivia here, and welcome back to EatMoveRest.
Yes, so it's official. We are 4 and 5 with Bo, who is sitting right over here.
So just as expected, we had our arrival right around a major holiday, 4th of July weekend, just like Max being born right around Christmas time 2 days before.
Yep.
Olivia was officially born on July 1st, Thursday morning at 6:16 a.m. So if you guys watched our last video, we kind of left things off at Jazz in June. That's kind of when things started to progress. That was the 29th, so the next day was Wednesday, June 30th. And I kind of started to notice things begin to shift. I should also mention that we switched from the birth center with a midwife to a physician who's actually Max's doctor.
Yep.
And we just felt a little bit more comfortable. He's very, very natural-minded and open and supportive of everything that we've requested as far as the birth plan, even as far as like our dietary choices and the way we parent Max. So he's very, very open and natural. So we just felt more comfortable with him, being that we had known him for so long and established a relationship with him. And on the other hand, with having 4 midwives, then you don't really know who you're going to get and you don't really know any of them. It just felt more comfortable to us to go that route. So that being said, I'm glad that my doctor had said second births tend to be about half the amount of time in active labor. So with Max, it was 12 hours, which isn't very long at all. And I did the math and I'm thinking 6 hours seems pretty darn quick. So I'm glad he said that, because when I woke up at 12:30 and started to feel the cramping, I laid there for about an hour, kind of half awake, half asleep. And then I thought, okay, I'm gonna nudge Dusty awake and see what he thinks.
So yeah, Erin woke me up at like 1 a.m. on the 30th and was like, hey, I think that this might be it. But she was like, you were super cool, like super chill. And I'm like, this doesn't seem like it's it.
Well, even earlier that day, we had been going for super long walks, like a couple mile walks through the neighborhoods.
Yep.
And that's when I would always feel these Braxton Hicks or warm-up contractions. But when we went for our walk on Wednesday, it kind of felt crampy and it was really, really low in my pelvis. So I know that the baby had dropped. And I also know that the contractions were somewhat different. First thing I did was called my doctor, let him know, and he didn't seem too concerned. He said, well, just let me know when you're planning on actually heading into the hospital. I'll meet you there. I'll probably beat you there, which he did. And next thing I called my doula to get her input, and kind of the same thing, like, well, do you think you'll want to labor at home for a while like you did with Max? And I said, yeah, probably. But with Max, I was in so much pain on the way to the hospital that was probably one of the most traumatic memories I have. Dusty captured it on video even.
That was brutal, yeah.
I can't watch that back. So that being said, I'm very, very thankful for my intuition being my guide and saying, let's go. We had our bags packed. We had everything ready. We just needed to load the car. And my mom was to the house within minutes because she was going to stay the night with Max.
Yeah, so in the car, we're like timing Erin's contractions. I was watching my watch because I kept picturing like an episode of Friends or like a movie where they go to the hospital like 5 different times and it's always a false alarm. I don't know why, I just didn't think it was really happening.
I was even concerned because my doula had said sometimes the contractions can kind of, peter out once you get to the hospital. By that point, like Dusty said, I was definitely in labor. The contractions were going from where I could like manage it to the point where like I really had to tap into my mental state. All of the meditation I had been doing, all of the breath work I had been doing really came in handy. I didn't do any hypnosis or anything this time because it didn't really work for me last time. So I was just really focusing on my breath. Like that's all I kept preparing for, is my breath and like taking my mind to my happy place. So the 3 things that I really focused on were kind of every single morning I would do a meditation, I would do like my Jesus Calling app or my Bible app, and then I would journal and take myself to my happy place. So I just tapped into all of it when the pain was getting increasingly more difficult to manage. So the breathing pattern that really worked for me was just inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 7 counts. Every time the contractions would come on, I kept doing that, taking my mind to that happy place on that green pasture with the big old oak tree, with sitting next to my lion that's just like, I'm just like cuddled, nuzzled up in this lion. I don't know what this visualization is. I don't know if I had like a dream one time, but it just feels super comforting. I think it's from Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. If you guys have seen that movie, Aslan is the big lion. So yeah, that just kept coming to me.
Yeah, I think at one point I even said that to you. I was like, "Go find your lion."
Yeah,
Because
I do remember that.
Erin, I feel the same way. It was super chill. We had some candles going.
Dimmed the lights down.
Yeah.
Alyssa, our doula, got there right away.
Some essential oils and little spa music on my phone, and it was just super calm and quiet and chill. We had one nurse in the room.
Her name was Vern.
Her name was Vern. She was this older, bigger gal that was like just a ball full of joy and love and comfort, and she was great.
Yeah, I think that I felt so much more in control of the situation this time because, like I told Dusty, getting there so late last time made me feel like I was in a hole that I could never quite dig myself out of.
Yeah.
So being like, okay, let's go now, rather than being in so much pain that I felt forced to go, this time I was like in the driver's seat, and it just felt good. And yeah, we did all the things this time. Last time there were no dim lights, there were no candles, there was no spa music, we didn't have the oils.
When we got there, we said that we want everything all natural. Erin never had an IV. Like literally, you were never hooked up to anything, which was super nice.
I felt like nobody was rushing things, nobody was like pushing me or like doing things that made me uncomfortable. So it just felt almost like it was just me in there. I like literally told Dusty I learned so much about myself this birth. And I really go inward. You know, I wasn't focused outward on anybody or anything. In fact, I had my eyes closed probably 99% of the time.
For sure, yeah.
So yeah, I started by laboring on my right side, and then eventually it got painful, and they asked, do you want to change your positions? Maybe try hands and knees. So like my hands were up on the bed because it was tilted up, kind of like last time. So then I switched to hands and knees, and it was okay, but it just kept getting more painful.
Yep.
And then they're like, well, do you want to try the tub? You had mentioned maybe being interested in laboring in the tub, and it can really help take some of the pressure off. So once they said that, I was like, yeah, I'll try anything. So they filled the tub. I was in there within a matter of a few minutes.
Yeah.
And I felt like...
I was surprised to see Erin go in the tub. She's not a bath taker. Honestly,
Yeah,
Max
not.
and I take more bubble baths than I've ever seen Erin take. So I was surprised when she got in the water, but I was glad because I knew that it would be good. I knew that it would be relaxing and warm and comfortable and all the things.
And actually one of our close friends, Kachi, who just gave birth
Yeah.
in February, said the water was a game changer for me.
Totally.
So totally do the tub. It definitely took the pressure off too. And I was, again, like on my knees with my arms like resting on the edge, and I was kind of like this with my head down. Then they're like, are you feeling the urge to push? And I feel like as soon as they asked me that, then my mind went there, like, and it triggered my body into almost that urge to push, and it was like another contraction, and then I felt it, and it was literally like 2 more contractions, and then it was like I knew it was the final heave, and I let out the most massive roar /
blood
scream
curdling,
that lasted probably about a minute and a half.
It would not have been the final push for most people. I feel like this could have lasted a while longer, but Erin is like, I'm here, I'm ready. Dr. McNeely just came in and it was time, and you just did not give up. I was like fighting back emotions. I was like crying and like kind of laughing because I was like proud of her, but like it's just emotional to hear someone you love like yelling and in pain and just fighting so hard. And then out she came.
This time I'm like, it's just going to be one fell swoop. It's got to come out. I'm not going to stop screaming. I don't know where my lung capacity came from at that point, but it was literally like a minute and a half. And then she was out. Doctor grabbed her, and I immediately flipped over and like actually like jump roped with the umbilical cord, like flipped my legs over the umbilical cord and held her against my chest. And I was like, it's a girl. I think it's a girl. Is it a girl? Like I was just so flustered that I was shocked because I just had my mind made up we were having another boy.
I was still holding the camera,
which I was supportive of. I said, get as much as you can.
So I was just trying to get the footage, but then I'm also like really wanting to know, is it a boy or a girl? And then sure enough, you moved her leg or the umbilical cord or something and confirmed that it was a girl. Dr. McNeely was like, here, cut the cord. So I, again, obviously put the camera down finally, cut the cord, and I was
super, super pumped that I did not tear, because that was like the other most painful part of the experience with Max, between driving to the hospital and then the tearing / ring of fire. Didn't really have that, and I think the tub was partly to thank, and partly that her head was a little bit smaller than Max's. Max had a pretty big head. They helped me into the bed, checked everything over, like I said, no tears, super grateful. Meanwhile, I was getting the immediate skin-to-skin contact, trying to start initiating breastfeeding. Took a little bit of time, but like just a couple minutes, and they're like, it's okay, like, it's, you know, just let her do it in her own time. And I was just like, you know, there was such an adrenaline rush going on, but
For sure.
Sure enough, she latched on, and then I felt like I kind of could let out a sigh of relief.
Yeah,
And
totally. And at this point, I'm like on the phone, texted moms like right away, and of course said it's a girl, and here's her name, Olivia True, which we just, I don't know, I feel like that was the name all along. Like that was our favorite name.
we had
since
two girl
day one.
names. And Dusty said, I think it should be Olivia. And I was literally just thinking the same thing. Like, I feel like she's more of an Olivia.
Yeah,
So similar to Max, we just liked the idea of having a longer classic name that you could shorten to 3 letters.
Yeah.
Easy to spell.
yeah. So Liv, Max and Liv, Maxwell and Olivia, I think we loved that. But we had a super hard time coming up with boy names, and I wonder if it's obviously because she was a girl. Like, we weren't meant to have a boy name picked out because we could not think of a good one.
I should mention, then we had like the sweetest angel of a nurse, an older woman, come
Right
in
after, yeah.
after Vern left. Then we had another angel nurse,
Yeah.
and literally she bent over at one point, and a rosary fell out of her pocket, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've almost
Like,
lost my
this lady
rosary."
is a
And I was
saint.
like, "She is literally a saint." And
Yeah.
she asked us what we did, and we told her all about EatMoveRest and our health coaching.
Yeah.
And she got it. She was totally into it, and
Yeah.
she was just like, "You guys are doing a good thing."
And I think I just want to reiterate too, for like, again, the husbands who are obviously supporting, or the, you know, the men that are supporting their gals, and the women too, like, we've had amazing experiences at the hospital. Again, all natural, no IV, no antibiotics, none of that stuff with Erin at the hospital, because we just showed up and we just said that, and all of the nurses were cool with it, and the doctor too, Dr. McNeely, who we've known for a while now. We just gave him a heads up and said, hey, like, we want to do this natural. And I think that it was a good thing that we were in the hospital, because Erin said both times there was some bleeding. Again, she didn't tear, but like, birth is a hard thing, and you're gonna lose blood. And I would have been worried if we would have been at home, for one. If we would have been at the birth center,
Well,
they would have
then-
made us go in the car, not the ambulance, in the car to the hospital, which is close, but still,
You would
I'm like,
then I was like, you know, if there was an emergency, you would totally miss out on that golden hour experience, which is
Right.
like, I think, the most important of the whole process.
totally.
And so I just felt like everything went really, really smoothly and really well. So we're super grateful for
Yeah.
being in such good hands. And afterwards, they finally helped me up to go to the bathroom. And that's when I just about, like, they told me there could be a chance you might pass out just from blood loss, from exhaustion. Sure enough, I sat up and my eyes kind of went dark and I almost passed out. My
Yeah.
ears started to ring really bad. So then she kind of like laid me down,
Yeah.
and we waited and waited and waited, and then kind of got up again, and it felt that way again, laid
Yeah.
down again. So then they ended up wheeling me in the bed, which I was actually like, we should have just done this to begin with.
Totally.
Wheeling me to our room where we were going to overnight and recover.
Getting to the room again was something that was super fun. Like, we reminisced about our overnight stay with Max, because it's just fun. Like, we kick our feet up, we order vegan burgers to the room, and like, it's so much fun. Family comes in to see you, and it's cool.
We did freeze some grapes. Dusty had just gotten organic cotton candy grapes, and I was like, that sounds like the perfect thing, because they say ice chips are helpful when you're laboring, but I kind of wanted something of a little bit more substance that
Yep.
had like some sweetness to give me a little energy. So that was like the first thing I went to right after giving birth.
Yeah.
I ate so many frozen grapes, and it totally hit the spot. It was perfect.
Yep.
We also had some homemade muffins. Actually, they're like great
Those
for
were key.
lactation
Yeah.
too. So like, at the point where I almost passed out, then she's like, okay, honey, let's get you something to eat and something to drink. So I drank my whole water bottle. I ate 3 muffins, and that
Yeah.
helped so much.
Yep.
a saving recipe.
And I had bought a giant thing of strawberries, some raspberries, some blueberries. I had it all in a Tupperware, and so we were just sitting there at like 6:30, like stuffing our face.
Yeah, all the snacks came out of the cooler, and then the placenta went into the cooler, which is something different from Max's birth.
Yep.
We didn't retain the placenta. This time we did, not for eating it or encapsulating, but because we're going to bury it either with a new tree or by one of our existing trees.
Yeah, so our friend Lacey from Costa Rica, who has been the chef on almost all of our retreats at Farm of Life, messaged Erin and was like, hey girl, you gotta take this placenta home and bury it.
It's like your baby's twin, and it's sacred, and you don't want them to just discard of it because there's like so much packed into that.
You know, I think that it is kind of cool to keep it and yeah, plant a tree. I think that's a perfect thing to do.
And I've had some people online say that they've done it too, like on Instagram, who have DM'd me and said, you know, it's really weird, but if your kiddo is ever acting up, like have them go out by the tree or wherever you buried it, and it'll totally like shift their mood, which seems kind of crazy, but like I'm into it.
Totally. Yeah, you think about like the body and energies and all of these things, and it's like that was a living organism, and it gave your baby everything during this pregnancy and life, and so it makes sense. So I think we might plant it back here. We might also plant it in the front yard with a new tree. We haven't decided yet. So then, yeah, getting wheeled into our room where we would stay the night again was kind of fun. It wasn't very far, like literally we were just kind of down the hall and around the corner, but this was a great big nice room, tons of windows, and Erin was like, oh man, I wish it was evening time so we could watch Friends, which is of course our favorite TV show, and we haven't had cable for years, and we were like, oh man, it would be cool. Sure enough, we turned the TV on, and it's on Friends. Like, literally. Didn't even have to change the channel, and it was like, what, at that point?
And it was like a marathon, too. It was like
early morning.
There was like so many episodes back to back, so it was like perfect. And they had this like posturepedic bed with the remote, so you could tilt like all the way up, and it was awesome.
It was fun, and again, like I said, we got on the horn and ordered some food right away. I think, Erin, did we both get vegan burgers right away?
Yeah, I was like, they said any dietary restrictions. I said we are all vegan, and they said, all right, I'm going to punch that in to the computer just to make sure, double check what all you guys can and can't have. I can read you anything, and you can decide.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we got vegan burgers that were like super good, like actual veggie burgers, like you could see chunks of vegetables in there, and I'm like, this is good, this is healthy, and all the fixins. I got French fries. I think later I got another burger and spaghetti and more French fries. Like, it was Erin. I think Erin. We had my brother and his girlfriend bring Erin some
Chipotle for dinner.
Yeah,
later.
Some Chipotle style bowls, because that's like our other favorite. But we just had fun, and we just vegged out and ate good food and invited the family in.
Replied to like a handful of texts, congratulatory texts.
Yep.
Kind of held off on any of the social media. I'm like, well, there's no time for that right now, and we just want to be present. But I had to, text a few really close friends and family, and soon enough, the moms came with Max. They had kind of been juggling him.
Yep.
He was going between, our house and their places, and they got him to eat food, so that was good. And finally, they got to the hospital, and we kind of wanted a moment with Max all to ourselves, so just took a couple minutes, and Dusty walked him into the room, and he was just like doing this adorable side smile that I will never forget, and he just knew he was finally a big brother.
Yeah.
And climbed up into the bed, and it was cute. The first thing he said was, "Pet baby, Mom."
Pet baby, like
he wanted to know if he could pet the baby.
Yeah, but that's like perfect. Like, that's what you want. And again, I was a little bit unsure, how he would feel and how he would react. We weren't really sure if he fully understood throughout the pregnancy that he was, going to be a big brother. Of course, now he gets it, he understands, but that first moment, those first moments were pretty fun and exciting. It's just super cute, and he's been pretty sweet with her so far. So
yeah, I definitely felt like I was on the verge of tears during that moment.
Yep.
And then the moms came in, and again, another just super sweet moment and just
Yep.
so exciting.
So Erin's dad came in later, my brother came in later, and then we kind of just thought we would hang out and see everybody else over the weekend. Being that it was the 4th of July, we knew we were going to hang out with friends and family, and that was even more fun.
So yeah, I had the week prior at our appointment, I had mentioned to my doctor, I'm going to do my best to not ruin your 4th of July. And he's like, I'm Canadian anyway, and I don't like loud noises. So,
Right.
so a couple of people had DM'd me, and I checked it like a day later, and they said, did you know Olivia was born on Canada Day?
Yeah.
And I just died laughing, and I forgot today to ask when we went to Olivia's first doctor's appointment. I forgot to ask if we actually ruined his Canada Day,
Yeah.
but I'm sure he was okay.
Totally. That night after family left, we got a decent night's sleep. Nurses were in like almost every hour to check on Erin and to check on baby, but we were able to get some sleep, which is nice. And then we got photos taken in the hospital the next morning, which was also kind of fun. Super sweet. Max fell asleep, and we were able to get some pretty cute pictures of them. And we were out by noon, and we were unpacking, and like Erin and I are super organized people, and I was saying I think our favorite thing is like unpacking and organizing. So you would be surprised at, number one, how good Erin looks, how good she feels, how fast she's already recovered, but like how clean our house is and how organized the place is as soon as we get back from trips. And this time in the hospital, we like had everything put away so we could just chill, relax, and enjoy our weekend.
Yeah, and I literally like had zero pain down there in my uterus, like everything. Like literally, they would come in and ask like, "What's your
Yeah.
pain level? 0 or 1 to 10?" And I was like, "No pain."
Yeah.
And I really do attribute it to diet and lifestyle, which we can get into in another video, like what all I did to prep,
Yeah.
both like what I was eating, how I was exercising, the rest, all of the meditation, and that kind of stuff in another video.
Totally. I mean, I just can't believe, again, I'm so proud of you, obviously, for being so strong and birthing the baby as confidently, calmly, and, you know, medication free. But now, like, even, again, recovering. I mean, we're just like 3 or 4 days out from, you know, having a baby, and Erin's already, like, in her favorite clothes again. And it's because she stayed fit while she was pregnant, like exercising, not overdoing it. In fact, you actually did a little bit less than you did with Max, but it was just easy to stay healthy during pregnancy. So
Yeah.
the recovery and like getting your post-baby body back, is that the right thing to say? Isn't like crazy hard because you stay fit during pregnancy. So it's so true. I've had a ton of people message me and ask, you know, what's your guys' secret, or what's Erin's secret? And I'm like, you're watching it every day, you know, like our channel and our Instagram, like that's our secret, you know, literally doing our best to eat, move, and rest
Yeah.
well.
And honestly, you know, like everybody and every body is different, so it's not to make anybody feel bad who is trying their best.
Right.
But this is just truly our story, and we hope to be an inspiration
Totally.
and a source of motivation for you guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, all of this being said, you know, I'm not out in the garage lifting weights or going for runs. I've been doing
Right.
super light walking,
Yeah.
and definitely kicking my feet up most of the time.
For sure.
That being said, I am myself super amazed at just how quickly everything has felt normal.
Yeah. And I think too, beyond just like the body, like Erin said, everybody's different. So you could be the healthiest person in the world and have a very difficult labor and have a very difficult recovery. But we like our odds best living this way.
For
And
sure.
even beyond that, I want to talk a little bit about being parents and being a father. And I just couldn't be more happy and more excited. And I can speak for both of us when I say that we were very anxious when we found out we were going to have Max. We weren't to the point where we thought we were ready, you know, like you hear everyone say. And we were terrified, frankly. We were like, oh my gosh, we want to do all of these things, but we can't do them with kids. And we couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah, I think as far as like having a successful birthing experience and parenting experience, it comes down to not future tripping,
Yeah.
but instead replacing that future tripping and that worry and fear and anxiety with just like visualization, like put yourself where you want to be. Like,
Right.
what is that like dream, the ultimate dream for you, the perfect birth,
Right.
the perfect, world where like you're an awesome parent and you're having fun doing it and you're just taking things in stride. And that's kind of what you have to do, is just try to get to where you want to be in your mind ahead of time.
Totally. And I've done that too now, because I had like some father wounds of my own. So picturing myself as a father is difficult. It's tricky.
Come sit right here.
Max wants to hold her. But like Erin just said, I started visualizing the father I wanted to be with Max, and now with Olivia. It's crazy the shift that has happened within me, because I started visualizing who I wanted to be with kids. We still travel. Max is 2.5 years old and he's been to Costa Rica 3 times, and it's just so fun and exciting to actually be doing what we're doing with kids.
Good job, bud.
That's so cute. So again, it's even like moments like this that I never would have imagined I would be in or have enjoyed. There's nothing better than this right here, you know what I mean? Like, obviously being a parent can be difficult and it's new, but I would just say that all of the positives like so much like outweigh the hard times. Like, changing diapers is not fun, obviously, and we have had to laugh because there's been points in the last few days where Erin is running upstairs with like crazy bad like poops with the baby, and I'm like following her up because Max also needs a diaper change. And it's been crazy and hectic, but we're going to be 50 and 60 and 70 years old someday, and we're going to be laughing about this and reminiscing about this. And so I would just encourage, not just our siblings and our cousins, but other people out there to have kids and to have more kids.
My other biggest concern and fear was just like being so sad, like especially first trimester, having such a hard time, always in tears, like just like my baby Max, and like how am I gonna spread this love to another baby? And again, going back to that super sweet older nurse, what did she say?
Yeah, she's like, there's one thing that the heart can't do. The heart never divides, it only multiplies. And I love that. It's so true.
Yeah, so it definitely, instantly, of course, having a new baby, just all of a sudden, I just felt like everything doubled. My joy, my just levels of elation, and just, I don't know, it's really true. And again, just being so excited for Max, to see him have a playmate, a best friend, someone to confide in, to protect.
Yeah.
We're just super excited to see that whole relationship unfold, and to feel like, a family of 3, we were a family, of course, but now we feel like a full-blown family. Like, let's go to Disney World and we each have somebody to sit by on the coolest roller coaster.
We're a full-blown 4-alarm family. Like, we've got our hands full. Like, we're man-to-man coverage now, and I think it's fun. I think it's fun and it's exciting, and I just can't wait to, again, looking ahead at our future, have children, and hopefully someday have grandchildren of our own. And I think that's what this life is about. Beyond how we look, how we feel, the food that we eat, like, this is nature at its like most raw. It's like procreation. It's like make children, right? You look around at the birds that fly and the lions that roam, and it's like, what are we all here to do? We're here to survive and procreate. And so it just feels so good to have meaning at this level. I feel like good, healthy, smart, encouraging people like us and like you who actually care are like, it's like our moral imperative to like have kids and to make the world a better place. We want Max to be the next future of like little smart, woke vegan boy, that like can help educate his friends and his buddies, and maybe he does YouTube or whatever. Like, we need to be having kids. We've had comments from people that have said, it's not cool to have kids. Like, it's too big of a carbon footprint to have kids. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, with all of the crazy, unhealthy, and scary things and people that are living in this world, like, it's our moral imperative to make children, like good, strong, healthy, smart, educated people that can be the future. And that's what we want for our kids. And you know, if we keep doing our job, we can hopefully ensure that we do have a good future because we raise our kids. And yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, I love all of that. It was pretty cool to get to introduce Olivia over the weekend. We went to my parents' house for a very low-key, chill 4th of July.
Yeah.
My grandparents were there, so her great-grandparents. My grandma was just telling me all the birth stories she had throughout the years, and
Yeah.
then my grandpa was able to give little baby Olivia a grandfather's blessing, he called it, and it was really sweet. And
Yep.
you know, he said, this right here is the true meaning of life. You know,
Totally.
this is a true miracle. So
It is.
it's
It
pretty
is.
cool and special. So I guess we didn't do this for Max, but I'm thinking about it now. We should each tell Olivia one thing if she watches this
In
down
18
the road.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I would tell her one thing, I would just say, like, going back to don't future trip. Just take things day by day, minute by minute,
Yeah.
and just notice the beauty around you. Like, get out in nature. It's the easiest way to really, like, fully embrace, like, the true gifts that God has blessed us with on this planet.
Totally.
And just to really be present.
Yeah, I would say be brave. Just be brave, little girl, because this world is so scary and so amazing at the same time. Like, there is so much that we can do, and we just need to be brave. We just need to go for it. And
Love that.
so yeah, be brave and go for it.
Say it once more.
Bye, guys.
All right, you guys.
Bye,
So
guys.
we're gonna go grab some leftovers. We've been eating lots of nourishing, hearty, replenishing soups and stews, all from our ebook. It's
Yep.
always linked in the description.
Totally.
If you guys want to see what we're eating as a family of 4, let
Yep.
us know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you've joined the EatMoveRest fam by hitting that subscribe button, and
Yes.
as always, click that bell so you'll get notified when we put out new videos.
Much love, you guys. Thanks for all the support, the comments, just everything.
Bye,
We feel
guys.
so supported, and we're having so much fun. And you guys are helping to make our dreams come true. You know the drill. Eat, move, and rest your best. Peace.
Bye.
Thumbs up.
Bye.
Peace.
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 Bye, guys.
There are 3 things we all do every day, and we could all be doing them better. Eat, move, and rest.
We're Dusty, Erin, Max, and Bo, and we're the Stanzics.
Join us every week as we blend, chop, juice, run, lift, ride, and master our minds on the ultimate quest to find better balance, deeper connection, and true happiness within.